Hello, everybody. I'm back. I've turned my office into my bedroom for some reason, and I'm here to bring you more fresh, original Ratchet and Clank content. Now, I know I haven't done this in a while, and you're probably wondering what happened. Frankly, long story short, this pandemic has done a number on me, and I needed to take some time to go out and travel, see some friends, focus on myself for a little bit, and just kind of take some time to feel alive again, frankly. But it's worked wonders. I'm back now, and I'm ready to just give you all tons of content. Make sure that you subscribe if you're not already so that you can catch all of it, because today I have something incredibly special for you. And as a matter of fact, this is fresh as of yesterday. It's not even uploaded to the YouTube channel yet. This is a preview of the world record in Ratchet and Clank 2 100% that I got yesterday on stream. If you're not already following the Twitch channel, there's a link in the description below. I don't know why I pointed over there. You're not over there. You're right here. Anyway, the point is you should follow the Twitch channel because not only do I speedrun Ratchet and Clank content pretty much every single stream, but I'm also trying to take a dive into some newer content, and I even have a subathon coming up this Saturday where I'm going to be streaming. I mean, who knows how long I'm going to be streaming. That's up to you guys to decide. Going to be bare minimum 8 hours. It's going to be a wild stream. It could go as long as like 2 or 3 days. So we'll see how it goes. Could be kind of insane. But for now, we're going to dive into this run. I wanted to bring you a little bit of analysis here. As a matter of fact, let me get this out of the way here. Hold on. There we go. Now I can lower myself over here. So I wanted to bring you all and kind of dive into a little bit of what this category is all about and what makes it so special. So this run that you're watching right here, the final time, I still have to retime it. I have to time out the loads, but it was a 3-hour, 19-minute run. I've been trying to get sub 3-hour, 20 minutes for, I don't know, weeks, months, and I finally did it yesterday. So I kind of want to just demonstrate and go over some of the more, interesting and unique parts of the run so that you can all see it. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to start with the trick that I plan on making an in-depth video about in the near future, barring Mantodia's approval. This was a strat that was found very recently by a runner named Mantodia, who, if you're not already following, you definitely should. So it starts out, you're going to do the Joba hover bike race, and essentially the idea behind this strat is that in the run, we would normally do the Joba race one time through all the way. Then we would do race 2 all the way through. And then race 3, we would unlock the shortcuts and we could finally grab the nanotech. Now, that was really the only thing that we needed here, aside from the skill point for just pretty much beating the race normally. So Manto basically was like, you know, how do we collect this thing? How do we collect this nanotech without having to go to race 3? Is that even possible? Well, with the help of another runner named Mobius, Manto was able to figure this out. So I wanted to show you all here. Now, unfortunately, you have to do this on the left side, so I have to wait right here for this door to open. So I boost through here, and what's going to happen is I'm going to hit a little bump right here. And then you're going to bounce once, bounce twice, and go directly over the shortcut. This is just an insane strategy. I want to go through this once or twice. I want to kind of break down exactly what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. So you're going to start a boost right over here, and then you're going to just hold the boost button. And so the way that I'm trying to do this, you can kind of see, so the bump happens like right over here, I want to say. But it's a little tough. It's a very precise bump to get. In fact, one of the hardest parts of doing this trick is that getting the bump is just inconsistent. So you can try to do this 10 different times. You can maybe, I mean, some people are more consistent than others. I maybe get it 50% of the time, maybe even a little bit less than that. And I've been doing it for a little bit now. So what I basically just try to do here, I try to ride Ratchet along like right against this wall and kind of swoop the bike to the left as I'm going over this little hump right here and just kind of pray. And then as you're doing this spot right here, you want to let up on the accelerator a little bit and press down on the accelerator again right as you're about to bump into this. Now, I think Manto and I both favor the left side of this. We call this tree hops, by the way. It's an homage to a Jack 1 strategy that they use in speedruns. So when you're bouncing on the first tree, even though this isn't really a tree at all, it's more of a weird bush. The point is, so I try to do it on the left side right here, as you can see. I kind of bounce there, and then here I kind of try to aim like right around here. Again, you want to like let up on the accelerator, and then hold down the accelerator again as you're about to land on it. So I'll show you all that one more time uninterrupted. So get the little bounce right here, go on the left side of this tree, let up on the accelerator, and then slam the gas as you're getting the second bounce. Launches you right over the barriers that you're normally not supposed to be able to go over. It's an insane strategy. This effectively saves 3 minutes if done optimally. Now, granted, I didn't get it very quickly in this run. In fact, I lost about 45 seconds to trying to get that strategy, which means that this run isn't perfect by any means, but it's a 3.5 hour run. It's very tough to do anything perfectly for 3.5 hours. So I want to move on to the next thing now. As a matter of fact, I wanted to show you this because I think this is one of the most unique and interesting parts of the entire run. And it's something you don't see in any other category in this entire game. So we start out on Aranos 2. This is the Ratchet section of Aranos 2. What we're going to do is, first I restock on decoys because, frankly, I kind of need as many as I can get. I pull out the Lancer, and then my PS2 lags up a storm. That's actually kind of a funny thing that happens here. On PlayStation 2, I don't know if this happens much on PlayStation 3, but on PlayStation 2, you try to select a weapon, and if you're holding buttons while you're swapping weapons, the system just lags for like 3 to 5 seconds. So that's exactly what's happening here. I forgot to normally what you do is you just let go of all the buttons, and then it does it pretty quickly, like it gets rid of the lag. But I think I let go of all the buttons a little too late, and it caused the system to lag anyway. So I go over here, I do a decoy side flip, and I throw on the heavy Lancer. And the only reason I need the Lancer here is to just get these guys out of the way. And then I charge, wrench swing, and then do a side flip over here. Now, this part is super cool. I don't know how many of you have ever seen this before. So you're going to dodge all these enemies here using some really creative movement. And normally in the casual playthrough, what you would do is you would go over to this section right here. I think you can see my mouse. You would go over to here and activate the Clank 2 section, but that's really, really slow. We don't want to do that. We want to skip right to the end of Aranos if possible. So we go into the side room right here. We're going to use a decoy to clip through the wall. We jump onto this texture and do a very precise side flip decoy cancel, or I'm sorry, charge, decoy cancel, side flip hyper strike. Again, let me show you all that again. So you clip through the wall right here. You double jump on top of this texture. I bonk right there because I didn't position Ratchet correctly. And this is really tough to get the hang of. So you're going to do a double jump and then wrench swing into that magnet rail. And that's called a wrench SI. That SI stands for slope intercept. This is an algebra class. Don't worry, there won't be a quiz on this either. But what you do here is you go back inbounds. So well, we're not really inbounds. You're not normally supposed to be able to get over here in the first place. But we're more inbounds than we were. And after that, we just do a double jump once again, and you want to like do a really late wrench swing into this. If you do an early wrench swing, what's going to happen is you're just going to hyper strike to your death. So you just want to really delay the square press on this. And then I'm just double jumping, and I'm just doing that over and over. Double jump, late square press. Double jump, late square. I'm also holding forward into the magnet rail as I do it. And that's the biggest reason why you want to delay it, because if you're holding forward and pressing square, normally you just hyper strike while you're in the air. And so that's why you want to really delay the hell out of it to make sure you're getting that wrench SI. So now I'm going through here. I'm doing my best to avoid enemy fire, which normally they won't ever hit you anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. And then from here, I charge and go through here. Now, what's going to happen eventually, right? As you may notice, well, I don't know if you can notice it right now, Ratchet is kind of doing a wide Putin walk of sorts. But normally when you get to this section in the game, after you've done all the various Ratchet sections and Clank sections, you're supposed to get Clank on your back. I don't have Clank, even though I'm at the very end of this level. So what I need to do is I need to reload the game, and the game will just give me Clank. But before that happens, what I'm going to do is I'm going to decoy clip through this wall. And then you're going to... I get a little stuck here. I remember that. I get a little stuck. I'm not 100% sure why, but you're going to decoy clip through this wall. Get the textures loaded in, and then just drop through there. And the reason why you're just dropping through there is you just grab this platinum bolt, which normally you have to do some crazy tech to get there, and it's really inconsistent and tough to hit in the context of this run. So that strategy makes it super easy to just go down there, grab the platinum bolt, and then just reload the game. And you're going to see here, as I load back into the level, Clank will be on my back now, like I said. But we have one more thing we have to do before we can just skip to the end of the level. So first we're going to go out of bounds here. And this is, you've seen this before. If you've watched any Ratchet 2 speedrun, this is not unfamiliar. This is stuff you've probably seen many, many times. Clipping out of bounds here, high jumping off of that tiny little texture, and then double jump hyper striking into this final room. However, this is 100%. We can't just go to our ship now. We're done with the level. We are totally done. We don't have to do anything else to get back to our ship now and just leave the planet and go to Gorn. However, because this is 100%, we need to collect the plumber trophy, or I don't know if it's a plumber trophy, but it's the quark trophy. That's what it is. You need a quark trophy that the plumber will sell you, so that you can trade that trophy to the geeky loser nerd on Todano for the armor magnetizer. So in order to get this as fast as possible, we need a strategy, because as of right now, we don't have the levitator, which you're normally supposed to have to do this. You're supposed to levitate through a lava section. So we need to come up with something creative here, right? So watch what we do here. Charge forward, throw a decoy, side flip, hyper strike on top of this building. Come over here, pull out the mini nuke. And so this is actually such a wonderful color change between these out of bounds walls, because this signifies the dark side is where the wall is, and the light gray is where the wall isn't. So you want to go where the wall isn't so that you can clip through. So watch what I do here. I'm actually going to show you all this again. So charge, decoy cancel, side flip, hyper strike up, charge once, charge twice, pull out the mini nuke. And so I'm going to aim it up very carefully here. And what I'm going to do is charge, cancel the charge with the mini nuke, and then charge immediately again. And so the reason why we do that is to get a little tiny bit of extra distance. And I'm going to wrench swing, long jump, hyper strike all the way to the end. How cool is that? I want to show you that all one more time. So we get up here, we press the button, we walk it back, charge, get on top of the building, pull out the mini nuke. You want to cancel this charge a little sooner than you think you should. Wrench swing, long jump, hyper strike all the way to the end here. And then we buy the Quark action figure, and then we just reload. There is a way to backtrack without the levitator, although it's a little tough and can be a little slow if you don't do it absolutely perfectly. So loading is just totally fine here. And then once we're done loading up, you're going to see me swap to the swing shot for when I get to Snivelac, and then I just end the planet. I just go back to the ship, and then it's over. So I think that's just one of the coolest sections of the entire round. I wanted to show you that. I want to show you a couple of others as well, though, because this is all still any % stuff. I want to show you the magic of what can happen in New Game Plus. So I'm going to skip ahead here. I'm going to skip ahead about a full hour, as a matter of fact. A little bit more than that. We're going to get to 3:17:11 is what I have in my notes. I'm going to go over this relatively quickly because there's a lot that happens here. So remember how we had to pick up that Quark action figure? Well, here we are an hour later, and now I get to finally use it. But first, so Todano is just such a crazy planet. It's such a crazy planet. So you start by getting the Rhino out, and we're going to clear all these rockets as well as all the squirrels that are just hanging around. With the shield on, it doesn't matter if I get hit. I don't need my bolt multiplier. As you can see, I took some damage and lost all my multiplier. But I'm just killing all the squirrels to get them out of the way of the tourists. If you're unfamiliar, there's a skill point for escorting. So there's a skill point for blowing up the rockets. There's also a skill point for escorting these tourists all the way to the end of the tour without losing any of them. And I always call this the nothing tour because you blow up all the rockets, but the Fizz widget tour guide is still like, oh, here you'll see this rocket here, and there's just nothing. So it's the nothing tour. So you're gonna guide them along the nothing tour, but there's a couple of squirrels that hop out of these trees over here. So you can see they're coming along to the second nothing rocket now. And while the last couple tourists are coming through, you want to kill these squirrels. Believe it or not, you want to kill them without the Rhino. And the reason why you don't want to use the Rhino to kill them is because you can get something called God Squirrel. So if you kill a squirrel, the instant it lands on the ground, what'll happen sometimes, the squirrel will pick itself back up and it'll be just a zombie. Like, it'll be like, that's why we call it God Squirrel. And well, actually, the biggest reason why we call it God Squirrel, you cannot kill the squirrel anymore. The game considers it dead, but it is moving around and it just destroys all of your tourists and then it ruins your skill point. And more realistically, it'll ruin your entire speed run if you're doing a 100% run. So we want to do what we can to avoid God Squirrel. So that's why I use the plasma coil here, despite it not being as strong as the Rhino. So you can see here, I wait, it lands on the ground, it walks forward a little bit, and then I go 1, 2, 3. And then that's all I'm doing. I just want to make sure there's no God Squirrel. So the same thing's going to happen here as they go to the third rocket. There's going to be a squirrel off in the distance, like right over here, that's going to spawn, I think. So the tourists, they stroll by. A squirrel's going to land right there. 1, 2, and then a third plasma coil shot. And now my tourists are totally safe. I don't have to worry about them at all. There are no more squirrels. I've cleared them all out. There's no more secret squirrels either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for these tourists to start moving to the third rocket. Or I'm sorry, the fourth rocket at this point. And I'm going to go to the end of the level now. So first I come over here, I buy the hover bomb because I'm going to need the hover bomb just for a little bit of leveling on this planet. I swap back to the decoy. I end the level. So this is technically the end coordinates that I've already gotten. I'm totally done with the level already. However, there's still some collectibles and some secrets I need to get. So we come back down here, and I messed this clip up a little bit, but it doesn't really matter because the tourists are still on a cycle, and I'm not going to get the skill point until they're totally done with the tour. So despite the fact that it looks like I'm losing like 10, 15 seconds here to not being able to get this clip, it's all good. Like, I had to wait all that time out anyway. So I finally clipped through here. I throw on the Rhino, charge, canceled the charge with the Rhino, and then Hyper Strike into this Platinum Bolt that I collect from out of bounds. And then I stand over here. I throw a decoy down. And then here I would just normally wait until I get the skill point. But because it took me so long, I get the skill point almost immediately. And then I just Death Abuse back over to here. So now over here, I need to charge over here, double jump, first person wrench wall climb up this wall, which you can do on any version of the game. You can actually, all you have to do this is just double jump against any, or double jump near any wall and just start gently tapping the square button. The wrench will cause you to climb up any surface. You can do this on any version of the game. You can literally try this right now. So I come up here, I get a decoy, I charge, decoy cancel, side flip, charge, wrench swing, side flip, and get all the way over here to get to this Platinum Bolt, throw on the Rhino, blow this guy up, and then finally cash in my Quark trophy with this nerd dude to get the armor magnetizer, decoy proxy up this mountain, and charge all the way to the nanotech. I want to show you that again. This is so cool. You charge, throw one decoy, throw another decoy, double jump out of the second decoy, and then just land directly on the nanotech. How dope is that? And then from here, I'm mostly just leveling up weapons. There's nothing too interesting here. I use the Rhino here to just kill these guys quickly, pick up a couple of ammo. And then I come over to this little section right over here. You're going to see me charge over here. I hope you don't mind that I'm scrubbing through the video, by the way. You're not going crazy. I am scrubbing back and forth just to see like how fast this is going. And then I just use the hover bomb, just blow these guys up. And then this gives me quite a bit of hover bomb XP, actually, and it only takes 2 shots to kill 3 enemies. So this is great for nanotech. It's great for hover bomb leveling. And then afterwards, I come over here, and then I blow up a couple of extra guys with the Rhino. But we're not done yet, as a matter of fact. We still have one thing left to do, one final skill point. We charge over here, wrench swing, side flip. I pull out the sheepinator. And then I start sheeping invisible squirrels. And believe it or not, you can actually Death Abuse throughout this entire skill point. The game keeps track of how many squirrels you've sheeped, even through deaths. So I sheep 4 here. This is 12 in total. I've done this 3 times now. 4 times 3 is 12. And then finally, this is 13, 14, 15, and then the 16th squirrel for the skill point, and I get the hell out of here. So I wanted to show you that. I think this is such a cool planet. This is probably my favorite planet in the entire run. I wanted to show you one more planet. I had 2 written down, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to keep it brief and just stick with one more. And as a matter of fact, I'm showing you this because you don't really see this in many of the other categories at all. In fact, you know, how many categories do we even go to Damosel? I think we do it in, obviously, 100%. We do it in max percent, and we do it in all platinum bolts, and that's it. So there aren't that many categories that you do it in. I mean, I know that's half the categories, but people don't really run these categories all that much for some reason, even though they're better than the other categories people run. Don't tell anyone I said that, though. All right, so we get to Damosel, and we're going to start with this UFO fight. And I'm going to make a full video breaking down both this fight and the other Giant Clank fight in the near future, because I think a lot of people really struggle with these fights. But I'm just going to do a brief overview of this right now and get into more of the nitty-gritty later on. So this mothership fight is the bane of a lot of people's existence, and I have to be very careful with how I do this. You're going to start by trying to blow up some of these, I don't know, I guess they're just babies. If that's the mothership over there, these are the baby ships. I don't know what you would call it. But the idea is that you want to just avoid as much damage as you can, because these guys really, they bash the hell out of you. They do a lot of damage, and they knock you really far away. And I'm throwing bombs to try to damage the mothership from far away as best as possible. If the mothership is close to you, like right here, the mothership's going to land right in front of me, you can punch it, and that's actually really potent for damage. But you can also throw bombs, and the first bomb usually doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but the second bomb does a ton. So you're going to see here, one bomb does a little bit of damage. The second bomb does a lot, like a little bit more. I throw a third bomb there. And take a look at my health bar. I'm getting messed up by these guys. A couple of hits. Look at that. I got shocked by one like taser, and it took away a quarter of my health, maybe even more than that. So I have to be really careful. This is really, really scary. I'm like even on health with the mothership. And if I'm not careful, these guys can, like, even with picking up health drops, these guys do a ton of damage. So I gotta be really careful. Yeah, you can see I almost die here, as a matter of fact. I finally get the UFO to the damage gate where it goes to the final phase, and I'm just like frantically trying to pick up health here. I'm like, oh my god, please. I'm on such a good run. Please don't kill me. So I come over here, and then I just jump on this UFO over and over. And this is, in my opinion, the easiest way to just deal damage is just jumping on it. You're going to get knocked off the UFO from time to time, but you just hop right back on the horse. And then you just finish up the fight. So that's exactly what I do here. But I don't even think this is the coolest part. I think what happens after this is like 10 times cooler. So I finally finish up the fight here with a very low amount of health. That's so scary. I can only imagine anybody watching this run would have been like pooping their pants seeing my health go down that low. So now what we're going to do here, and I think this is just super cool. This is my favorite part of this entire level. So we need to do this skill point. A lot of you remember this skill point where you do the grind rail section without taking any damage. Now, if you're not aware, the grind rail is extremely long, and it can be a little tricky to go through the whole thing without taking any damage sometimes. And I forget who came up with this, but somebody came up with an ingenious strategy to skip this whole section. Watch this. So what you're going to do is you're going to hop over here. You're going to hop over here. And then I'm just going to jump directly into this wall, and it's going to do this is the weirdest part. It's going to do damage to me. So I'm going to jump in here. It does a quarter of my health. I glide back down onto the rail, land on the rail, get into a squat position, and then high jump. And then I do something called the tiptoe right here, where I get really, really close to the ground on this rail. I let go of X to release my glide, and then I mash X to get a double jump. And then I go into first person, climb up this little spire, go out of first person, swap my charge boots back on, charge, wrench swing, side flip, hyper strike, and it just gives me the skill point. So this is supposed to be the end destination, this little platform right here. This is supposed to be where you're supposed to end up. I don't know why I just said suppose like 12 times in a row, but the point is, you land here to end the rail sequence, but the game can't differentiate whether you got here legit or not. I don't know why it even lets you take this damage, but as long as you don't progress through the rail sequence, you can take this damage and still get the skill point. So I want to show you that all again. So take the damage, glide onto the rail, get into the squat, high jump, release, glide, double jump, go into first person wall climb, go out of first person, put on the charge boots, charge, wrench swing, side flip, hyper strike. And we're not done. another decoy cancel side flip to get to this platinum bolt. And we're still not done because we have another skill point and another plat bolt to get, and we're just going to bang them all out right here. Charge, decoy toss, double jump, wrench climb. And then as we land over here, what we're going to do is we're going to go out of first person mode once again. I'm going to put on the plasma coil and then fire a shot. So this skill point right here, I think a lot of people have some trouble with. It's a skill point where you're supposed to kill all of the proto-pets and all the enemies without losing any of the tourists. Turns out, if you just kill all the proto-pets that are here as soon as you see the proto-pets and none of the other enemies have a chance to spawn in, the game still gives you the skill point. So I fired one plasma coil shot, killed the like 4 or 5 proto-pets, and the game gives me the skill point. And then I have a little bit of trouble here. I get some wrench lock-on funniness. But what you're supposed to do here is you can see I clear all these enemies out. I go over here with my trusty Rhino. I charge Rhino cancel Hyper Strike through the wall. I actually don't even remember how you're supposed to do this casually. I think you're supposed to like Hypnomatic some dude and like press a button somewhere, but you can just clip through that wall. You can just momentum clip right through it. I'm not doing anything special. I just charge and then Hyper Strike at it, and then the game just lets me through. And then I reload here, but there is a really cool strat that I wish I had shown off. Maybe I'll make a video about that at some point in the future, but yeah, before this video gets too long, I want to keep this under half an hour. I just wanted to show you this stuff to kind of give you a little sample of the full run you're about to see on my channel very, very soon. So we're going to be uploading this probably in the next couple of days. I've got some other content that I want to put out before that happens, or maybe afterwards. I don't know. I got a lot of content, but I wanted to show you all these planets because I just thought it's super cool, and I just wanted to share it with all of you. I hope you found it even half as interesting as I do, because I just love this stuff, man. It's so cool. But to put a ribbon on things, I want to go back to the webcam view over here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what kind of content you can expect to see both on here and on my Twitch channel in the near future. So I'm looking to do a ton of collaborations in the near future. I don't just want to be a Ratchet and Clank streamer anymore. I want to be a Ratchet and Clank streamer, and I want to be a variety streamer. So I'm hoping that you all want to go on this journey with me. I've got a lot of stuff planned for the near future. I'm in talks with a lot of speedrunners right now, trying to get some cool projects going. Not even just speedrunners. I'm contacting people in all different communities, trying to just like broaden my horizons, get to meet new content creators, and you know, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I truly have no idea if this stuff is going to stick or it's going to help grow the channel, but we're going to try that. I'm going to be opening up a Minecraft server for my community in the very, very near future. We're going to be doing a ton of stuff with that on stream. We're going to have a community day for that next week. I'm going to be probably dipping my toes into GTA 5 role-playing, which I don't know how the hell that's going to go, but right now there's a lot of really cool people doing that kind of stuff, and so I want to try it myself. And I'm trying to convince a few of my speed friends to do it with me so that we can just create some pretty funny memories and have some magical moments, if you will. And so in general, I guess what you can expect to see here on the YouTube channel is just more in-depth Ratchet content for right now, and we're going to sprinkle in some YouTube shorts and some off-brand content as well. So, you know, if you like the content as it stands, fantastic. You're going to get more of that. If you always wanted to see more diverse content, you're going to get more of that as well. As a matter of fact, we're finishing up a speedrunning news show, the first episode of that, in the very near future. I know Dayoman is already doing speedrunning news stuff if you watch Dayoman's content. But if you don't watch his content, you should also check him out. He's a super dope content creator. But yeah, you can expect to see some news. You can expect to see some more in-depth video projects. I still want to put out a full-scale Ratchet 2 tutorial, and so many other things that I just don't even have the time to get into right now. So yeah, subscribe to the channel here if you enjoyed this video, and you're not already subscribed. Make sure you follow the Twitch channel as well. That's where a lot of the magic really happens. And until next time, I'm just so excited to be able to bring you all this stuff. I'm so happy that I get to do this as a career. And I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for making this possible. So peace, love, and keep on rocking in the free world, everybody. I'll see you all next time.